making
having a
dreams
great time.
happen.
So many dreams.
I'll be
All
lonely
the
forever
dreams.
to make all of Layla's dreams happen. I'm Catherine, and welcome to my episode of I'm Not Ashamed with Layla Martin.
So me and Catherine work together all day long because she is my social media and content manager. So we are often here creating amazing stories, and you hear her in my Instagram and all kinds of amazing things. She is truly a high-quality, mind-blowing woman who I think just deserves the most incredible partner and deserves to be chosen heart and soul, deserves to have the most outrageous, wild, dirty, nasty Scorpio sex, and all the fun things and all of the love. So I actually really believe in you and want you to have that level of love.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
And we're going to talk today about why your dating profile is counterproductive to that goal.
That's okay. I missed the mark.
So, okay, that actually is the point of like a good dating profile is what is your goal?
God, I guess I need to define that. I want like a cosmic lover.
Yeah.
Like I don't really think like, oh, I'm looking for my husband. Like I'm not really like the wife archetype, but I want like a dope, eternal partner.
Yeah.
That I can explore with and adventure with and have like the best sex ever with. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And I've heard you say very specifically, like, I want to be chosen.
Yes.
Yes.
I need to be like radically chosen over and over again.
Yes. So yeah, I've actually studied how to do great online dating profiles for a while just because I'm interested and because I wanted to know, but I fetishized online dating because I never got to do it. I was like in the jungles in Asia doing all these like tantric rituals, so I like missed it. I just like met people on the beach or whatever. And then I was with Andrew when I moved back to the US, so I never got to online date. And everyone else was like, I fucking hate it. And
yeah, it's savage out there for most people.
It like seems like such a dream when you're in partnership. You're like, but billions of people at your fingertips. And then 500 left swipes in on Bumble and you're like, I totally get why you hate it.
Billions of people also means billions of heartbreaks that are available when normally it used to just be like 10.
Yeah, and billions of mismatches.
Yep.
Like,
it's honestly a battlefield. But I'm glad you were so excited to join. We're happy to have you.
And I showed my profile to a handful of hetero men, and they all agreed that it was an incredible profile. And I actually have so far met quite a few high quality matches online and felt that even if they're not my person, like I was meeting the type of person and they were really drawn to my profile that I wanted to be dating, which I think is like if you're finding what your goal is, like then your online profile is successful, right? Because mine right now is, it's interesting. I think I have two goals. One is definitely triple gold, full fuck yes partnership. Like we're in it all the way. It's super magical. It's like a hell yes on all levels. And right now, because I literally just got out of an 8-year partnership, there's also this kind of like, I could probably have like a lovership or two before I'm like all the way back in. So I'm definitely trying to signal like high quality, magical, right? Like,
yeah.
Like depth, things like that. So that's what's really important to me in my profile. So the number one tip that I have is to speak to your soulmate, right? Or whoever it is that you most deeply want to reach. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes is like you put yourself out there in online dating, and of course you want to be affirmed by the masses. Of course you want to be like, wow, look at all these people in my beeline, right? But when you're as Marie Forleo would say, when you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one in a way. Like you end up getting a lot of fluff. You end up getting the guys who like swipe right on everybody. You end up like with like quantity, but not necessarily quality, because a profile that's like anybody could take me, I'm generic, is going to get people who are like, I want a generic person, right? So you want to be
that's mine. Generic with a lot of boobs. That's the brand.
So you want to have the courage to speak to the person that you really want, whoever that person is, whether that is a tantric lover, whether that is a person for your throuple, or probably for most of us, that really high quality long-term partnership that we're really seeking. And so that means as you're looking at your profile and as you're selecting pictures and as you're speaking to them, like, am I speaking to the heart of that person that's going to be like, you, I want you, you're the one I swiped and you showed up. And there are, really high quality men doing that. Like, even one of the guys that I started dating, he was like, it was just like a desert out there on the league. And then I was about to give up and your profile popped up and I was like, wow, this is exactly the kind of high quality woman and the magic that I'm looking for. And so you want to be creating that feeling in the person that you're trying to reach, that you want to choose you. Okay. So, do you think you're speaking to your soulmate?
I mean, my soulmate better appreciate this. I might not be like directly messaging him, but like he should be like, damn.
So damn, this definitely makes me think damn, but because you're wearing dark sunglasses, you're looking away and the angle is up, you seem super unapproachable. And I think you're basically saying, I'm better than you, I'm hotter than you, and my main quality is like how hot I am.
Okay.
Right? And I think your hotness is like a bonus, but not like the core of what you want to be selling, because you're such an amazing individual, right? And there's so many women that sell themselves just on hotness. And I think a high quality partner doesn't want a woman who is selling herself just on her hotness. He's looking for substance.
That's fair.
So I definitely say, like, my feeling about this is like, I absolutely want to fuck you. And like, that's the,
fuckable, endorsed by Layla Martin, sex expert.
but nothing else is being communicated.
That's fair. And I totally agree. I don't think I'm speaking to anybody with this one.
I mean, I think you're speaking to a very particular impulse in men specifically, because you're marketing to men with this. And so I think this is point number 2, which is market like a boss, right? So like, you want to think of your dating profile like marketing. You're essentially marketing yourself as if you were a product. And the thing is, people want to buy what makes them feel good as an identity, right? So when someone's looking at that and saying, if I'm going to stand next to her, if I'm going to choose her, what does that say about me? And so when he's like imagining you standing next to him, right, as like a wedding date or on a trip with his friends, it's like, what is he saying about himself by having you there? And I think most like high quality, deep men would be sitting there being like, oh, I'm signaling to my friends that I just wanted, a hot fling, right? Or I think I said when I first saw this, like, you're going to have the best sex of your life and then you're going to end up like addicted and sobbing in a corner.
Which so I'm super Scorpio. That's like a small part of my dream because I love like the mystery and the shadow. I'm unfortunately pretty nice. So that's not exactly the message I want to convey, but there is a little part of me that like is very attracted to the coolness of it.
Right. And I think you can convey that because you are cool and you are dark in all the best ways that I love, right? And you have like a wicked sense of humor. But I think what can happen sometimes in profiles, and I've seen this in my friends, is like, it's vulnerable to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's vulnerable to be assessed by the world, right? Yeah. It's like being in a meat market or whatever. Like, there's something like inherently kind of gross about it and superficial. And so I think our defenses come up. And so instead of being like, here is my heart and soul, like, this is what I really am, it's easy to be like, this is my most guarded self, right?
100%. Because like, if someone rejects you off your pictures, it's like, oh, everyone is a different type, like whatever. But like, if you really convey yourself, it's like a whole nother level of rejection you're opening yourself up to for the masses. Like, really getting skewered.
Totally. But then how does the, really high quality individual who's sitting there swiping know that it's you? Mm-hmm. Right? Because most people can't feel beneath a mask, or certainly beneath that level of presentation, right?
Yeah. I've just always been hoping for like, oh, my personality is like a fun surprise. But I'm only attracting, no offense to all the guys I've matched with, you've been lovely, but also massive bummers. So at this point, I've been single for 6 years. We got to change the strategy.
You're open to advice.
Open to advice, ready for it, ready to market.
Right. So to do your profile like a boss, I recommend going through every picture and every line and really becoming, like, this is what we do in business, right? Like, I become my client and I'm like, what is this saying to me? How is this making me feel? Am I a yes to this, right? Like, that's what really great copywriting and really great marketing and really great images are. Does this image say, like, this is how I want to feel when I buy this product, right? Which is kind of a thing, right? How am I going to feel by dating this person? That's what your photos are saying to them, right? Who am I going to be by dating this person? That's what your copy is saying to them. So go through every photo as the person that you want to attract and be like, does this photo make me want to say yes? Does this phrase make me want to say yes? And be really, really honest with yourself. And this is such a powerful thing because I could say so much and have so many photos that would get me like way more, attention, but it's not speaking to the really high quality person that I actually want to attract. So number 3 is have a model moment. You're definitely crushing this one. But I think this all the time, right? As someone who has the luxury and privilege of having professional photos taken of me, like, lighting is everything, right? So get your best photo, like, literally, like, get a friend. Most people have high quality cameras now with iPhones. Like, even if you buy a light and return it, I don't care. Or like, get a ring light, get the nicest possible lighting, use sunrise and sunset, the best natural lighting outside, and like, look your freaking best, right? This really is like your 1 second impression that you're making, like, make them be like, wow. And that comes from like really making sure that you are putting your best face forward, your best image forward. And that doesn't mean as sexy as possible. That means as you as possible. And I love, like, when we showed Tanner, our like fitness bro trainer,
we needed a male opinion.
Yeah, we needed a male opinion. And we showed him my profile. He was like, oh, wow, like, you look happy in yourself. Like, you're not trying to show off to me. You look like you love your life, right? And I want to be with someone who's like, I want to be with a woman who loves her life, right? So it's that's the thing that I'm communicating in my photo. So think about it more like deeply than just, do I look as beautiful as possible, which is obviously a consideration, but am I communicating the way that you're going to feel in being with me in my photo? And so I'd say, like, that's where your photo, while it's stunning, is a little off, because being with you is actually like a fucking delight, right? And this makes me feel like
not look delightful.
The time I felt like that when I did cocaine in Ibiza, and I was like, I'm so much better than everybody. I like can't even handle how good I am. And I had like I was wearing like someone else's Ray-Bans, this like 50-year-old guy, whatever. I was literally 17. And like, I was just like, I just can't even handle looking at other people because I'm just so much better than them. And it was like literally the least fun I've ever had. I was like, I'm only drinking from here on out or taking stuff that makes me feel like I love humans, because this is the worst experience.
That's probably been the most heartbreaking part of all of this, is that I actually look like a basic bitch who does coke in Ibiza. And like, that's all there is. There's nothing behind this shell but tons of cocaine.
Right. And I think you... And then who's gonna swipe right on that?
A DJ like, from Ibiza.
You're like, why are all my dating experiences disasters?
Because I'm dating the DJ, which is like rule number 1, never do it.
But I think you said it, like, you made this profile from a little bit of defensiveness, right? Like, not wanting to show the magic of who you really are. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from sometimes. So number 4, we put life, not wife. So this is very hetero here that we're talking about, which is to remember that the vast majority of men aren't, some of them are, but they're not being like, who's my wife? Who's my wife? Who's my wife? They're actually like looking they're looking for the person that they fall in love with themselves when they're with them. So I want to feel alive. I want to feel magical. I want to feel safe. I want to feel understood, right? They're looking for someone who's going to really get them. And like in the men that I have talked to so far, like the reason they hate online dating, they hate being ghosted. They hate the superficial conversations. Like they are looking for something meaningful and real. So like showcase what an amazing partner you would be. And you have a little bit of this in your profile because you definitely look fun. Like you look like you're having a good time, you're hanging out with your friends, but there's nothing that says like, I would love you.
That is fair. This weekend I went out with some friends. This isn't online, but we were talking to some guys, and one guy and I got into like a surprisingly deep conversation. I was like, so what are your traumas? And he literally stopped me and he was like, I have been waiting for someone to ask me that. Yes. He's like, I've been thinking for the longest time, like we don't talk about our wounding enough. And he's like, I love that you asked that. So now I have to communicate the fact that I will talk to you about your traumas on my dating profile.
Yes. And watch them rain in.
Please comment what pose you think would indicate that the best. Like, is it a lotus position? Am I like laying down?
It's cuddling one of those pregnancy pillows with like a single tear running down your cheek. But I really resonate with profiles where they like, I've done my work, or like I'm looking for someone that I can treat like a queen because I know myself as a king. Like sometimes that language can be BS, so you have to like contextualize it in like the greater profile. But a lot of profiles I'm just like swiping and I'm like, if it's generic, there's no way. Like if you're boring me on your profile, like what are we gonna do 17 years from now?
That is fair.
Like you want your profile to be like, woo. So I do think then tip number 5 is play to your strengths and definitely show off. Like if you have a sense of humor, like you do. If you are a little moody and dark, great. I'm unabashedly spiritual on my profile because I like really thought about it. I was like, could I have sex with someone who wasn't spiritual? And I was like, no. Like, yeah. I just couldn't do it. So like,
doesn't hit the same anymore.
Nope. Literally.
In every way possible.
In every way possible. I'm like, all of this dicking, to quote. We were like, why would you call it fingering? You don't call it dicking.
I don't mind dicking though. I would be like, I got a good dicking on.
Good spiritual dicking. Overheard at Erewhon, Venice.
But as spiritual people, we do need to be careful about the dicking because guys can leave like energetic residue in your womb. And like, that's a lot of shit to clear out. The amount of money I've had to spend on shamans post-dating experiences is obscene.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't entirely believe that guys leave residue in your body, although like, I do think we carry emotional baggage from previous lovers, and for sure if we're with unconscious people, like that carries a signature in the body. So absolutely, like how you treat your body and who you expose it to adds up. So it's making sure that you're being like, I know it sounds so cliche, but like being literally yourself in your profile. Like Andrew was like, if there's one more woman, because we were like talking about his experience on Bumble, who's like, I want to get a glass of wine. He was like, I just can't, right? So like when you say cliches, unless that is your absolute truth, if you're just like, you truly just want to get a glass of wine, right? Then play to your strengths. Like I talk about Tantra on my profile. I say, if you know the difference between Tantra and sacred sexuality, like that's the way to my heart. Like I make fun of the fact that I have mismatched socks and I'm sloppy because literally, I am sloppy. Like Andrew was like, I did not think I could ever find a woman who is messier than me. So like, get ready, you know? I also pay for a house cleaner, so you can appreciate that too. I won't clean.
I don't cook. I don't clean.
Let me tell you, I got so many rings from my own brilliance and my pussy. Yes! So just really be who and what you are. And I think like how that shows up in dating profiles is how it shows up in life, right? This fear that like, if I put myself out there and I get rejected, it's so much more painful. But the opposite of that is true. Like one of the ways that I'm so different now dating than I was in my 20s is I literally don't have time or patience to be anything but myself. Like, I literally just can't. And so when people bounce off, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God we didn't waste that time, right? Or like, because I'm being so unabashedly myself, it actually doesn't hurt. You know what hurt was when I was trying so hard to make everybody like me and then they didn't like me anyways. It was actually the pain of self-abandoning so that I could have affirmation of love. Like, that was the actual pain. And now when people bounce off, I'm like, well, at least I didn't self-abandon. Like, at least I got to be myself in the process. And there's something so fulfilling and like nourishing about that. It literally makes it so easy to just, you know, like, not that it doesn't hurt, but it hurts so much less when I'm being true to myself. And the people who have come in have been so honoring and so beautiful. And so like amazing. And I really do think like it just has been a testament of like, wow, if I put my heart out there, people do read that. Like, men read that. Like, they get it in their own way. And if they don't get it, I kind of read that right away. So just knowing who you are, what you want, and really putting that out there, because really high quality people, like, they don't have that much time. Like, that's the thing too. I have time for like 1 date a week, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. Like, you gotta be pretty special for me to actually want to go out with you. And by special, I mean, I have to recognize that this is going somewhere. Spiritually, emotionally, sexually, somewhere it's got momentum. And so I think really owning what you are in your profile lets people recognize like, oh, this could go somewhere.
I'm ready to make changes.
Yay! All right.
Let's do this.
So just to make it really practical, it's like, I want to feel like I have a sense of humor. I want to feel I have a heart. Okay. I want to feel I'm looking for something substantial and long-term. And I want to feel like I know that I'm gorgeous, because you are gorgeous and you know it. But like, my beauty doesn't make me feel better than you. It's like this beautiful gift if you can understand who I really am, and I will understand who you are. And we're going to do some dark shit together. And it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, no glasses of wine. It's going to be like, let's take some mushrooms and explore a different galaxy.
Yes! Okay, so if you're looking for the confidence to feel like you can be fully yourself on all of the dating platforms, I've created a Wild Woman Masterclass down below. It's totally free. It'll take you through lots of different practices, so you really do have that sense of like, oh, I've got myself, I know who I am, and I have the confidence to express it in the world, sexually, emotionally, and on a soul level. So you can go ahead and check that out down below. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. And I was going to ask people to like upload their dating profiles, but that's probably not what we want.
That's a lot of files.
That's a lot of like share your best online dating tips down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
I will employ them all and get back to you when I meet my husband.
Yay!